I'm moving on to the second movie, which dropped a year later, The World's Strongest. Now, The World's Strongest, when I was rewatching it and trying to think, because again, a lot of these DBZ movies just draw from a lot of the continuity for inspiration. I feel like Dr. Wheeler was also another one of those, like, I don't really think they didn't draw from too much for his character. Like, nothing about this tracks with like what was happening in Dragon Ball Z at the time, right? Like, granted, some of the fighting is definitely reminiscent, right? Some of his Bio Warriors is literally just a palette swap of a Cyberman. Like, let's just call it for what it is. But in terms of just like this idea of, again, the Dragon Balls are involved. They wish Dr. Wheeler out of the ice. He's just a brain at this point because his body passed away. So his assistant's trying to find him a body. When he was last alive, Master Roshi was the strongest. So they assume that he's the one that they should take his body. They end up being wrong. It ends up being Goku. Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin get involved. Yada, yada, yada. Fight. Goku ends up with a spirit bomb. That's a synopsis in a nutshell. And essentially, the Z Fighters fight a giant mech, which is, again, something that you don't really see in this series very often. There's, again, in the fight scenes, there's a lot of inspiration drawn for sure from the Saiyan saga at that point. I mean, Goku beats Dr. Willow with a ×4 Kaioken Kamehameha, literally shot for shot from what he used against Vegeta. He uses a spirit bomb.
Because technically, since the movies are technically their own universe, they take like reference points. Mm-hmm. So technically, this movie was like after the Saiyan saga, like after they defeated Vegeta, but before Goku goes to Namek, or if he went to Namek.
Yeah, before any of them go to Namek, honestly.
Yeah. But then, of course, by the story, how does that really work? But then that's why people are saying you got to take each movie as canon-ish, but not.
Right, because then at that point, the loophole would be like, all of this tracks in terms of who's still alive, but in that case, Piccolo should be dead.
Yes.
And he's in the movie. He should be dead. He died at Nappa's hand. So it's like, yeah, Krillin and Gohan makes sense, but I'm like, Piccolo should have died. And even if this is pre-Namek. So, like every DBZ movie, I think except for BoJack and Hirudegarn, all have like that one
BoJack,
or two things.
Hirudegarn, and Dead Zone, basically. They're the only ones who fit.
True. The only thing with Dead Zone that's like kind of breaks the canon is that Krillin is the one that rescues Gohan. And it's like, how would you rescue this kid and not know that he's Goku's son? That's the only thing I was like, maybe. Right? I'm like, I'm willing to say that maybe, Krillin was...
yes, because he didn't meet Gohan.
He didn't meet Gohan.
Raditz.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like,
wow.
He didn't tell Krillin, hey, go rescue my son. But I'm like, I'm sure at some point, Krillin will be like, who is this kid that I just risked my life for? Like, oh, that's my son. And so like the fact that I'm like, that's slight little like inconsistency.
Okay. All right, so I get your point. Yeah.
That's interesting. But so for the World's Strongest, what do you guys think about the overall plot, synopsis, how everything plays out, and so forth?
To be honest, I give this one in plot a 7. I gave it a 7. Like, it was interesting to see, like, all right, so who is this crazy doctor? And you wish this doctor out of some, like, was it like a Red Ribbon Army connection, or is it something from and then this is where I kind of feel like the missed opportunities was, because one thing I liked about King Piccolo's saga was you saw more of Master Roshi's past with his master, because when him and Tien's master, when they all grew up together. So I'm thinking like, all right, if this character thought Roshi was the champion, that means he's from that era.
Yeah.
But then where's the backstory?
And is he like a rival to Dr. Briefs? Like, what's the, what's this? Yeah. And
that's where I kind of felt like that was a very missed opportunity to give us some more connections. Like, and I get it, because actually, you know what, you're right, because this man was big into cybernetics, which Dr. Brief was as well. And of course, this is pre-Dr. Gero, so you don't really know about his character yet, because he wasn't even really mentioned like that in the Red Ribbon Army.
Right.
So I'm thinking like, all right, this is another rival doctor, and then but then the thing about it is, you need to bring this stuff forward, because imagine if these biomutants or whatever, these were like templates for like androids for the Red Ribbon Army or for something for soldiers, cool. Because one dude has like electric whips, one has like this frost beam, the other one is basically a rubber man.
Yeah.
And it's like and they all got these weird Japanese names. And like I even looked them up. I couldn't even pronounce them, bro. I was like, never mind. So yeah, like I do feel like they kind of dropped the ball with backstory. It was just more for flashiness. Like the choreography was great. The Master Roshi scene when he's like, bro, have you ever watched that fight in slow motion?
I haven't actually.
Like, bro, you gotta slow that down. It's like the way he's moving is like he literally clips one of the dudes with his foot, and you see the dude on like, and it's amazing, bro. And it goes to show you, bro. Like, and this is what I like when they brought back Roshi. It's like, bro, Roshi is still a competent fighter, bro.
Yeah.
He is not this helpless old man as y'all think he is. Like, this man is like, I would say on the equivalent of the third Hokage, like he knows a lot of techniques.
Yeah.
To disarm you. Because like even what they showed in Fighter Z and what they showed in the tournament when he fought Goku, if you even try to jump up in the air next to me, Thunder Shock, right.
Yeah, it's. I said in the group chat before we got into this, I really feel like whoever thought to put Master Roshi in the movie deserved a raise. They deserved a raise. I'm like, it's a great reminder, especially post Saiyan Saga, of like, yo, Master Roshi used to be that dude, yo. He used to be that dude. Like there was a reason why his name rang bells across the world. Like he was the one. He was him. So it's like, again, it's still like a symbolic passing of the torch. Like, yes, did I expect Master Roshi to defeat the Bio Warriors? No, I didn't. But the fight scene was great, right? Do I appreciate the fact that he tries to jump in and fight Dr. Wheeler with the rest of them? Of course. Who doesn't want to see Master Roshi, Krillin, and Goku do a Kamehameha together? That's fire. How can I, you know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at that. Sure, he's useless, but it's fine. Like it's just like this, the fact that you guys thought to like, yo, Master Roshi plays a central part in this plot. I really appreciated that part of it. But S-Rank, what were your thoughts on the World's Strongest movie?
I remember watching the World's Strongest. I thought Piccolo being mind controlled was cool.
Yeah.
That was to me. That made Dr. Wheeler a threat in different ways I haven't seen before.
Yeah, because technically he was an ally at that point.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was fire. And then I kind of wish there was more of that going on with the bands trying to mind control. Like if you're gonna do that, you might as well keep going after everybody else that showed up.
Okay.
They should have kept that. Should have been probably like, if all of Goku's friends are controlled, then what are you gonna do, Goku? How are you gonna get yourself out? What if Master Roshi fell to the mind control? Now you got Piccolo and Master Roshi for what you just saw as a problem. You know what I'm saying? Then Krillin too, and you got to deal with the Destructo Day. Like I thought that would have made stakes a lot higher. Just that's only me after becoming an adult and watching it, of course. I hate it, and I didn't understand. I'm like, yo, why is his brain so huge? If he's human, like, dog, what? And then his body's gone. So like, why is his brain a giant brain? And if y'all could make this, y'all couldn't make him a body for temporary. You know what I'm saying? Until like
it's typical Japanese fashion of go big. Like go
especially
big
in that
with
time.
mechs.
Yeah,
because honestly, bro, what two mech shows was peak around that age? Gundam Wing, Robotech.
True.
It was the climate of the time, bro.
I hated that design, man. And then that design makes me hate Gyroot from Dragon Ball Z GT, because that's all I saw.
Fair. I mean, as much as funny, the irony in it is like as much as you critique Heroes S rank, I'm like that's one of the things they did fix. They gave Dr. Willow a body in that continuity. He actually gets a body. So like your critiques are valid.
Dr. Willow's body. I've never seen Dr. Willow.
He actually gets a body. They give him a body.
How do you spell his name?
Just Wheel. Literally Dr. Willow. I'll see if I can bring it up. But was that really the only thing that you had? Like you just didn't like his design? Did you like everything else?
The villains were cool. The villains were fire. I think the stakes could have been higher. The design killed it for me. Like there was this era where I don't know if it was Japanese. Like the hero only looks cool. The villain don't really look all that fire. The villain looks like hog. Like it reminds me of the dragons from Dragon Ball Z GT, that golden dragon. That's Dr. Willow's body. Mm-hmm. So what they did was they turned Dr. Robotnik, Dr. Light, not Light, man, what's Dr. Wily, and then they put him in Dragon Ball Z. That's all I saw. Yeah, okay.
They gave him a body. Like they turned him to a cyborg.
All right. Yeah, okay. That's what I didn't understand. I'm like, yo, so his brain is that huge, and his brain don't even look like a human being's brain.
And also, like my thing about it is, what was his obsession of, taking the world's brightest mind and putting it in the world's strongest martial artist? But like, what was your reasonings for that? What happened in the past that to say I wanted Roshi's body?
That's true. That is, yeah. We don't really. It makes sense in the premise of like it's a way to get the heroes involved. But when you think about it, like, but why would you? Like, I get the whole principle of like.
Where's this from?
That's also from Dragon Ball Heroes. That's his true form. It's a regular sized brain in his cyborg body.
Wow. Well, they fixed that.
That's what I'm saying.
They fixed that.
Not everything in there was great, but I'm like, you got it. Every now and then there was a good idea of like, no, steal this. Wow. Bring this into the continuity, please.
Okay. No complaints now. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. The villains were cool. I like the setting. It was to be honest with you. It was good, done well. It was done well to be honest with you.
Even Goku's style with the henchman, where it's like he's stronger, but he's like, I'm so cold I can't concentrate, so he can't like fight them off the way he can. I'm like, I like this whole like, what do you do when I'm like you're freezing?
Yeah, they jump on you. Stuff matter, but now Goku can be in the vacuum of space, so
Yeah,
and then now you're in this. The base that they were in, it was interesting, but I was like, why is it so empty? Like, so you mean to tell me this is this massive fortress, but there's only like 3 to 4 people in here?
Yeah, you would think he'd have more henchmen.
Yes,
like, for sure.
That's another thing,
there
right?
would have been an army of those bio warriors, like. So it's just them, like.
Okay, and even if it was just them, but like, where's the rest of your staff, or where's the place that made these guys? Well, and where are you from? Are you Red Ribbon Army? Are you, like you were saying, like, because to me that stuff is frustrating, man. You got all like so Dr. not Dr. Willow, but the Red Ribbon Army scientist Jiro didn't have any idea of this man if he was the smartest guy.
Well, then see, but remember, this is pre-Android Saga, so remember, Dr. Jiro wasn't really mentioned like that in Dragon Ball.
Even in Dragon Ball, they didn't acknowledge him.
No, it was more about like Commander Red, Assistant Black, and those type of guys.
Who was actually black, right?
Well, no, Commander Black was black because. What? Well, go ahead. Too.
Yeah, so it was kind of like we didn't really know about the androids as of yet. So it was basically saying like, all right, so yes, you pick this character, he's a rival of Dr. Brief, but it's just like, okay, so you have this facility, which his assistant, who's an android as well.
Where's Dr. Brief from?
Or a cyborg.
Where's Dr. Brief from?
Yeah,
that's Bulma's dad.
Bulma's dad. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, is that Bulma's dad, or is the guy from Karole?
No. Okay. I don't know what that guy's name is. How are you talking about? Aurele's
Slump. I'm sorry. Slump. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But no, Dr.
Okay, Dr. Brief's rival. Man, Capsule Corp got problems, boy. Everybody hate him.
You would. Why wouldn't you?
So what the cyborg dude makes a wish to, like, you know, for the internal dragon to, like, because the fortress was like sealed in some ice that he couldn't dig out. So the facility is unfrozen. You know, it's free from the ice. But then, like I said, it's just like everything is like in this hibernative state. Like there's these 3 warriors inside and just him in this brain in this wall. But I'm just like, so that's it? Like there's nothing else in this place? I would have thought like it would have been like an assembly line for, like, you know, bio warriors or something like that. Like, hey, you know, I'm creating these warriors and, you know, I want to get military contracts or something like that. And that's what I said, bro. There's so much more that could have been added to this story, but it's just he's just a character who just wanted XYZ.
Okay. Well, I feel like we kind of covered the henchman and villain in the same thing of the synopsis. How do you guys feel about the utilization of the heroes? Like, I know for me personally, I feel like Gohan and Krillin weren't as effective in this movie. No, personally, like the fact that like they get jumped by the electric henchmen, I'm like, bro, you guys can't do anything.
They were the Goten and Trunks before Goten and Trunks. Like they show up, yes, in a very fashionable way, but they're going to mess up.
Yeah, like it was just because, like, you know, you had the whole like beautiful like Goku versus Mind Control Piccolo rematch, and there's a lot. I mean, top tier choreography between those two of them throwing hands. You know, we already mentioned the whole Master Roshi thing, but I'm like, Gohan and Krillin, they don't really. I mean, yeah, they kind of contribute towards the end, but not like they're just kind of there. You know, and then like Goku has to rescue them after they try to rescue him, and it's like, why y'all? Why'd you even bother? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know, sometimes that's just typical writing, bro. Like, you know, sometimes they just fumble the characters for comic relief of the main hero. And we've seen where that has taken us as of now.
Yeah, a whole lot of they've had to course correct many times now that they were like Goku time for 30 straight years. And now it's like, oh wait, people like other characters too. We forgot. Oh no! Off-screen power up! Quick! But yeah, I mean, you know, everything in terms of that, like Gohan Krillin were Piccolo, I think was used great in this movie. There's like these really cool scenes towards the end where they're chasing Willow into space and like just like constantly bombarding him with attacks, and like Piccolo's leading the charge, and I was like, this is just it just looked great.
I remember Piccolo like came up in his face and he did the mouth blast on the
on the brain I was like, man, like it just the scenes, like the cinematography in that was like really, really cool. Even Dr. Willow's shooting down at Goku with the bullets from space, and like a lot of it looked really, really cool. You know, again, it goes back to that same thing we always say about like that hand-drawn animation era. Like nothing like it, yo. Nothing like it. It was just top when it was top tier, it was top tier.
Yeah. It had a lot of that person was in their mixtape bag. Like, what? Okay. You draw this, man. That was drawn, dog.
Yeah. So I guess I would say I guess Tim, you kind of said that you would want more Dr. Willow backstory. Is there anything else you guys would change to the movie?
Yeah, I don't think we briefly said it.
No mechs. No mechs?
Yeah. No.
Like, you could have given him a suit, but like the whole mech idea was a bit much for me. Because even when I played him in Tenkaichi, I was like, bro, he's the most boring giant out of all of them.
Okay, like here's another thing, right? If you're gonna pull from that era, wouldn't it made sense for you to make a mech that looked like it was inspired by the times versus this thing that you drew one time in the concept art during the concept art meetings? This is our character. Well, you drew him one time. Okay.
Right. Because
even when on Commander Black, when he had his mech, I was like, you know what, this kind of makes sense. He's an ordinary man. He's trying to kill this little boy
who's been murdering everybody.
So he just he throws out that little capsule corp cap, gets in the mech. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of felt like this one was like, all right, so you mean to tell me this is a guy that predates that, but he has this overkill looking mechanism, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, and to S-Rang's point, it's like it makes even less sense because it's like, how did your brain get so big to fit this? How did this work? Like, what? because like they show a little flashback of like his assistant putting his brain in the machine. It's like it's a regular sized brain. Like when did it become like this mega brain? And why was this the design that you guys agreed upon? Like this is it. This is my go-to body.
Yeah, and it's like yeah. That's what, and then that's what kind of made it a 7 to me, because I couldn't get over the fact like this was trash design, though. Like this was a trash design, man. And yeah, what's the point of having a tail? Like, you know, like
who knows?
And it's like I'm looking at this whole thing.
Kaiju culture, bro.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where it's like you can't knock them for trying something different, but it just didn't work, right? Like I think ultimately, like I applaud y'all for thinking outside the box, but also no, this is not. We will not be going down the history of like, yo, Dr. Willow, he was one of them ones. You know, it's like no.
Yeah. He was not, man. He was not like and then I'm pretty sure they fought something similar like that in GT. That's what really made me really hate him even more.
Well, I mean, you know, GT was just at that point.
But it's like I'm like, yo, I hate this design. I really hate this design. Then you go back, I really, really hate this design because it's not even drawn with like creativity or interest. Yeah. And I thought he should have had some psychic powers. I thought that would have been cool.
He does have psychic powers.
He does?
Yes. There's 2 scenes in the movie. One where Gohan's getting mad that Piccolo's being controlled, and he uses psychic powers to blow Gohan's feet from underneath him. And then when he frees himself, Piccolo tries to jump him and he holds him in place with telekinesis. He has psychic powers.
Should watch the movie again.
Yeah, probably should have.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, he has psychic powers.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Well, that means I was thinking correctly, man. But yeah, you feel me? I think that would have made more sense, man, with that those minor changes. And I liked the fact that Goku was in a different environment, but like him being cold to stop you, but like you just you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you was just fighting. Like, why would this affect you now? Like, you different, man. You different now. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, it's cold. I'm like, what? Key blasts don't bother you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's like.
I think like it's one of those things where I like it because otherwise, in the back of your mind, you think to yourself, nothing Goku's doing right now matters because we know he's stronger. Versus, we already know he's stronger. He's just not able to muster that strength to win outright in this scenario, right? Okay. Where it's like, like by like that time period, like he's gonna face off against a big boss regardless. But I'm like, man, I didn't expect him to like struggle like this, knowing he just fought Vegeta.
You could have made different ways. But that's just me nitpicking. It's not really that big of a deal. It happened. It is what it is.
Okay.
That's it. That's a flat 7.
Okay. Tim, what do you give it?
Yeah, a flat 7.
Okay.
It was enjoyable. It's like something you'll put on just for the sake of it, but then the overall, like, would I care about this moving further? No.
Yeah. I'm in agreement. I'll probably give it a 7 also. Like, I think it still has a lot of good ideas. Again, the whole Master Roshi thing I think was a breath of fresh air. But a lot of it is just the same saga with like less results. Like, let's be for real. Like, Goku versus Willow is not as compelling as Goku versus Vegeta. It just isn't. It like, I don't care what you do with the KO cannon. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not the same thing as Galley Gun versus Kami. It just call it what it is. But it's cool, right? And again, a very original idea for that time.